And last one. We got 2 incense sticks again. Aloha, aloha, and welcome. Aloha and welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to day 22. It's a double number, 22. Me likey. Me likey the double numbers. Day 22 of the 40 days of Reiki. What are we doing here? Y'all know what we're doing here. We are educating, informing, inspiring, and empowering, and intriguing you about Reiki as a tool for healing in mind, body, soul, and spirit, as a tool for mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual healing, as a tool for spiritual awakening, Reiki as a tool for spiritual awakening, and Reiki as a spiritual path in and of itself. So every day I'm coming here live on the Instagram at Joyful Raw Life, me, the crystals, my guides, etc., you, and sharing about Reiki over these 40 days of Lent, which is actually, I counted, it's longer than 40 days. And Lent wraps up on Easter Sunday, April 4th. So it's my intention to get 40 days in between, when I started and that end point. That is my goal. My guides are going to help me with that because I'll be traveling soon and we'll figure something out. So thank you for being here. A few announcements before we get started. If you are feeling healing in these Reiki live experiences, please share them. Share them with other friends who you think will resonate, friends who will benefit, family, etc. Share them to your stories, share them anywhere, and let's bring more people in for healing energy. My Reiki's like, yeah, we just want to blast like as many people as possible. So that's really what I'm trying to do here. Share the love far and wide. Truly share the love far and wide. So hi everyone who's here. Aloha Heidi. Heidi, my yoga teacher in Scottsdale. So good to see you. Cheers to a healthy life. Welcome. Belinda, of course, welcome. Mama, of course, welcome, and aloha to everyone. So, few announcements. As I said, please share this if you're feeling the healing, feeling the love. I would appreciate that. Reiki would appreciate. My guides would appreciate. I'm teaching Reiki 1 and 2 online in May, and it's a great place to come and learn about Reiki if you're a beginner. You're welcome. Reiki 1, you learn how to give Reiki to yourself. You learn how to heal yourself. Reiki 2, you learn how to give Reiki to others, whether it's in person, your cat, your dog, your child, your parent, your friend, doing it professionally if you want, as well as distant. So again, your cat, your dog, your friend, your family, anybody professionally, you can share Reiki over a distance as well. It's just as strong. Y'all been doing the invocations, like we get stuff done. A lot gets done. You don't have to be touching anybody. It's really beautiful, especially in these times that are so like touch phobic and like, oh my God, don't get close to anybody. You don't have to. Reiki's like, we got this. Like you don't have to. So y'all can sign up for the wait list for that course in the link in my bio or in the description on YouTube when I post this later. Every day I'm posting these up on YouTube after the fact. Also, they're all on my IGTV at Joyful Raw Life. So you can find them and go back if you need to. Also, I have a free video mini course, The Best Kept Secrets of Radiant Health and Spiritual Awakening, where you put in your email address and I send a video to you every week to your email that's not going anywhere else. Next week's video, or this week's video, is on the 4th petal of the flower of healing. It's going to be about detoxification and cleansing, which is like perfect timing because I'll actually be on a cleanse. So I'll be like sharing about cleanses while I'm cleansing. So it's going to be like really tapped in. So join us, if you're interested. It's truly holistic healing that I'm offering there. And it meshes very well with the Reiki. The Reiki and the raw food and the exercise and the cleansing and the spiritual practice and the nature. It all goes together. So I'm going to stop talking about things and we're going to start invoking. And I have to say a couple more things. Don't worry about it. Basically, my guides are like, just don't worry about it. All beliefs are welcome, all religious traditions are welcome, all spiritual practices and traditions are welcome. If you're non-spiritual, non-religious, you're welcome too. And this invocation is totally like respectful of all that too. If I use words or say things that are like not your language, like don't worry about it. Reiki healing will be offered in this invocation. If you want it, you will get it. If you're not so sure, you won't get it. If you are open, it'll go as much as you're open. It'll give you the right dose. So don't worry about that either. Reiki is spiritually guided life force energy. It is of a very high level of consciousness. Very, very high level. We're talking like enlightened consciousness. So Reiki's got it, okay? So y'all go ahead and close your eyes and take some deep breaths. Turn your awareness inward. Breathe. Get centered. Drop into your body. Let go of whatever you were doing, whatever you were thinking before this, and fully sink into this beautiful, alive, present moment that is happening now, that we get to experience fully now. The light of Reiki fills the space around you. As you breathe in, the light of Reiki flows in on your breath and fills your body. You receive the light, and the light within you wakes up and is revealed to you. This is the light of your life force, your spirit. There are archangels standing at the corners of the land and on every side, standing all around you, and they shine their light into the light. As you breathe in, the power of love fills your breath, and you receive the power of love. And the power of love within you wakes up and is revealed. You remember, love is who you are at the core of your being. The light of the divine mind fills your breath, and as you breathe in, you receive the power of the divine mind, and the divine mind within you wakes up. Your higher consciousness, your higher thought is present, and the field of possibilities is open. Your intuition, instincts, and imagination are awake. Your inner guidance, your inner truth, and inner authority are revealed. Your heightened perceptions, senses, instincts, and observations are awake and present and revealed to you. The light of the divine heart fills your breath, and as you breathe in, you receive the power of the divine heart, and the divine heart within you wakes up, and your heart light is revealed. Your heart light shines out in front of you, on each side, above you, below you, and within you. This is your divine presence. And as you see your divine presence, you see it in everything and everyone around you. The light of the earth rises through you and fills your body and your breath, and you remember that your body is made of the earth. The earth loves you. Your body gives your life force, your spirit, breath, and life. Your body is the treasure house for your great beaming light. Your pure human spirit is revealed. The light of creation, the light of God, fills the air that you breathe and flows in and reveals the light of creation, the light of God in you. Your divine spirit is revealed. Your divine spirit and human spirit unify in your breath. When you listen, you can hear the heartbeat of the earth and the heartbeat of creation beating in the same rhythm as your heart. The light of creation and the light of your body are one light within you. Your divine nature is present in your human nature. Your divine nature is present in your human nature. Your divine nature is present in your human nature. You remember your beautiful spirit, your life force, is here in your life in this moment in time. Look into your heart and say thank you to you. Take this time to notice how deeply you love, how deeply you care. We say thank you to each other. We are meant to be here together today. We say thank you to the angels and the enlightened ones who join us. And thank you to the teachers who come before us and the descendants who come after us. We are honored to be among them. Aho, amen, namaste, and so it is. Thank you. Mahalo. As a child of God, I claim my power and purpose as a servant of God. I demand that all darkness leave me and all who are watching immediately. I ask that Archangel Michael place me and all who are watching in his blue bubble of protection against all darkness. Aloha, beautiful ones. Aloha. How are y'all feeling? I'm feeling invoked. Evoked. In my head, at the end, it was going, this is for real, y'all. This is for real, for real. It is. It makes me laugh because, like, it is, you know? All this, the more I've learned about this woo-woo stuff, the more I'm like, it's not woo-woo. It's really not. It's really not. And some of y'all I know this, and others of you may not yet, but you can, and I invite you to. So I'll invite y'all to drop anything you want to talk about, questions, comments, emojis in the chat if you'd like. I'm going to take my ceremonial sip of my celery juice, coconut water, cane juice, green powder, sunflower microgreen elixir. Just a couple ingredients here. It's good stuff. I'm not usually a straw person, but for drinking live, see, I got some dripping on me here. I was like, that might prevent the green mustache, drinking out of the straw. So I'm drinking out of the straw. My guides were like, just do it. It'll be okay. Welcome, y'all. Aloha. We're talking about Reiki, and y'all haven't posted any questions. So that means I have to come up with something to talk about, which is cool. We got plenty. Had a good talk yesterday. I enjoyed that one. Lots of good interaction, lots of good energy. And I will definitely be sharing my energetic etiology of disease moving forward, because I'm asking to receive that. And that's the thing about Reiki too. If you want specific information, about you, about your life, about a loved one, about something really practical, like, the straw, right? Little things, or like real giant big things like me, like I would like the energetic etiology of physical and mental illness and all disease, as well as the solution. So I don't want to just understand the problem. That's interesting. But like, what is the solution? They're like, Taylor, we gave you the solution first. It's the flower of healing for earth angels. Like, that's what you teach. And we gave you the solution. It's Reiki. Teach the Reiki classes. And I'm like, well, the more you can tell me about the solution, the better, so I can articulate it and teach it better. So just keep bringing that stuff in, and as well as this other information. But that is a potential use of Reiki, is asking the big questions, asking the little questions, any of the questions, even like about a particular belief or something. Do you think that loved ones who have passed on can leave physical gifts in your home? Yeah. Yeah, I do. Yeah. Yeah, what happened, Belinda? I'm always looking out for symbols and like feathers and stuff. I know when I first started working with Archangel Michael and saying that prayer that I always say, I started seeing feathers everywhere. Feathers were showing up all over the place. And for no reason. Inside, outside, everywhere. And that to me is a sign of the angels, the feathers especially. How do you apprehend chemtrails? 4C13 asks. We're not going to talk about that here. That's like, if I see something that's sketchy, I will try to see the beauty in it and bless it. If something weird is happening, like, send the Reiki to it, If chemtrails are happening, may they shower down Reiki. May they shower down love and light and more compassion and help food grow and people heal. That's completely opposite to what they say chemtrails do. But like, if I see something like that, I used to get all like pissed off about it and like want to take a picture and like show people. And now it's like, all right, so that's happening. Let's send some good vibes up to it. Yeah, prayer. My friend found a rose quartz crystal on a picture of her deceased parents. That is really cool. That is really cool. I would not be surprised at all. Not at all. Yeah. Crystals too, as I've shared, they really have lives of their own and will like jump out of pockets and stuff, like get lost, aka like leave you and like get to the person where they need to be. So I think that could definitely be the parent acting with the, so many stories too, y'all, maybe heard of different ghosts, like moving things and poltergeists and all this stuff causing issues and people's houses being haunted and different things going awry and, lights not working and stuff. So it wasn't a crystal she even owned. That is really, really cool. That is really cool. Yeah. Yeah. I would tend to believe that. I would tend to believe, this is again your discernment too. Like in your friend's discernment, if it feels really strongly within her that that's like what happened, I would tend to trust that, And when you first said it, my gut response, it was just immediate, yeah, like duh. So I would trust that. Like we all have intuition about these things. We all really do. And it's a matter of, as I always say, making space for it, holding space to touch into that intuition and let it arise organically and notice it. Notice when the intuition, what is that inner voice of truth saying, and honoring it and learning to trust it. This has been an intention of mine for a very long time. Like, what would happen in my life if I really trusted my intuition fully? And what's happened is that maybe from an outside view, my life looks like insane, but from my inside view, it's like every time I followed my heart, trusted my intuition, magic happened, And Reiki really has helped me touch into that intuition and gone to my next level, of trusting it, of fully trusting it. Yes, the inner authority. There we go. That's exactly what Reiki is all about. All about turning away from the external authority, you tell me, and turning into the inner authority. What does my heart say? What does my higher guidance say? What is my truth? What best serves me in the moment? How do I need to respond in my life? How can I serve more? And I think this is again, such potent medicine for right now, and why I'm being so pushed by the Reiki energy, since I got it, not even 2 years ago, to share it with as many people as possible, and now to teach it, because we're dealing with a lot of control issues in the world, right? A lot of control issues, a lot of freedom issues, a lot of, outside forces telling us what to do, what's true, what's false, all of this. And so really, Reiki is such a potent medicine right now, because it can help everybody tap back into that inner authority and get in touch with that, and those clear answers and that clear knowing and that clear seeing too. Being able to discern what's just nonsense fear programming, what are any kernels of truth in that, what is, high vibe things that are good to learn, who's a true teacher, who's a false teacher, what is true, what is false, what best serves, how can I empower myself in this moment and not give my power away, but rather take it back. How do you learn Reiki through long-distance communication? This is a great question. So, as I shared, Reiki, you don't have to be in person to receive Reiki. I start all of these lives with a Reiki invocation, and the Reiki energy, it's conscious energy, it's spiritually guided life force energy. I'm saying different words. I empower all the symbols whenever I start to. I'm drawing them. I've already charged myself up before I even come on. My crystals hold the vibration of Reiki. They're transmitting Reiki to y'all right now too. They're just little Reiki collectors and beaming out, which is nice. It's I got more support team shining more Reiki than even I can just do by myself. So Reiki has absolutely no problem going where it's needed. It needs permission though. It needs permission. And that's why, if you're ever just like sending out Reiki, it'll go only where it's, the recipient is open. I also mentioned that. How I teach Reiki, that will be done, like logistically speaking, like on Zoom. It's a Zoom class, and I, just like on here, we'll be doing invocations, we'll be doing guided meditation experiences, we will be doing a Reiki placement where the energy is directly transmitted to you with the intention of you now have it. You now have it to work with and heal yourself, Reiki 1, and to heal others, share with others, Reiki 2. In Reiki 2, you learn a distant symbol. There is a specific symbol that can be evoked at, say, the start of something like this, where I'm like, I want to share Reiki with all these people. Or it's really useful at the beginning of a Reiki session I'm doing with someone one-on-one online. I can use that distant symbol and be like, send it to 4C13, wherever in the world you are, right? I can tell it that. But the thing is, Reiki doesn't, like, that's more of a like a ritual, like almost an unnecessary extra step. Like, it's like an optional, right? Because Reiki, it'll just go. It'll just go, and it will infuse you and heal you and awaken you to the degree that you are open and actually ready for. And so it all works out online on Zoom. I do one-on-one sessions too. I'm usually doing FaceTime, sometimes Skype, and it's the same thing. It's no problem. We start, I do invocation, I do different techniques. There's silent time. The energy just goes. And what I've learned from doing more distant Reiki sessions and working with it in that way, in a body, like when I work on a person in person, I will actually be placing my hands and stuff, and like, I'll just know visually, like third eye sense, heart sense, my guides, like where to place my hands. But when I'm working on someone in person too, like, it's not just me, it's a bunch of other, my guides I work with, Jesus, always there in the house doing his magic in the Reiki OR. And I'll get different senses of like what I'm doing, what's happening. Often, I've talked about this before, like if I'm touching someone here, I will feel my hand go in to their heart and like be doing things inside the body. And it's not even just inside the body, like the hand can extend all the way down into the energy center itself. It's really cool. And like, it's far out, man, but it's like my normal situation now. So that all happens in person. But the thing is, the more I do the distant Reiki too, it's like all that stuff happens as well. So I'll be sitting back and, I'll be doing different things. There are different techniques for sending the distant Reiki too. And a lot of time, like, I'm not even needing to like do those. I just am seeing what's happening on that person's body. And I know like where I'm working. I know I can see who all else is working. And really, it's like the Reiki's there. I'm basically the one just giving it permission. Like, I'm the one who receives permission from the other person so that Reiki could go in and do its thing. It's so cool, y'all. It's so deep. Like, the more I work with it, the more I understand. The more I share about it, the more I understand. The more I read about it, the more I understand it, the more I listen. I've listened to a lot of other people talk about it. That really helped me. Like, that's what I'm doing here now. I'm not listening to other people talk about it these days because I'm talking so much about it. And also, I don't want to just be saying the same thing they're saying either. Like, I want to be sharing my authentic self, my authentic personal relationship with Reiki, because it's different. It's different for everyone. And that's what's so like awesome and inclusive about this particular Reiki community. It's like, we're not here to tell you how to use it, how to work with, we give you techniques and tools. You use the ones that work best for you, but it's on you to really learn, what role it's going to have in your life, how it can help you, how you feel most connected with it. Some people like aren't crystal people, so like the crystal Reiki connection never happens for them. That's fine. Other people, it really happens a lot when they're growing things and having gardens. Other people, it's like the essential oils are a nice tool that they really resonate with. Some people, it's like they're just using it to heal themselves, their kids, their family, not charging anybody money for it, and that's what they're doing. Other people are like so compelled to share it professionally because Reiki will like... Reiki's like, we do give you a choice. I'm getting that in my head. I'm like, Reiki won't give me a choice about it. Like, for some of us, we receive it and it's like, this is your life path. Like, step into it. Like, surrender to it. And, you can be in resistance to it, and like, I've surrendered to it and then kind of resisted it because I've been like confused and like distracted, and then like surrendered to it, and now I'm so surrendered to it that it's like, okay, how much more can I surrender to it? A meditative journey is sharing good vibes. Let's see what you said. I saw once or visualized a giant golden Dhamma wheel rolling when I was meditating in a pasture close to a river, so I definitely believe in miracles and things like that. Yes, a meditative journey. You've had a meditative journey, like apt handle. Yeah, that is really cool. So yeah, you obviously, the visualization, as I've talked about too, is a great tool for the imagination. Reiki, I was talking about in the invocation here, the divine mind, it really invokes the imagination. Reiki can help turn on those extrasensory, like clairvoyant type of powers and things that are also greatly assisted with visualization. So yeah, you know it. Yeah, I know another person on the live has been to like a sacred pasture. Castleander in the house. Lots of friends. Govert Microgreens, Raw Plant Power, Ecano. Wishing you all peace and safety. Oh, y'all, I appreciate y'all. A lot. A lot. It's like, I need y'all here too. So I hope that answers your question about how do we teach Reiki online. Yeah, it's just as powerful. I've taken classes in person. Hello, Lauren Bain. Hopefully I said that correctly. Casalandra, hi beauty. I'm doing some house stuff and listening to you. I love that. Yes, please multitask and listen to me. That's what I do. Listening to other people. I got the video on or the podcast. I'm happy to be here. Yeah. Hello, Richard, Mona. Welcome, friends. Welcome. We're just talking about sending Reiki at a distance. Like how do you do Reiki? Like if you're not touching someone, right? In person, it's totally not necessary at all. In fact, in person, one of the techniques, I shouldn't be saying this, but yeah, you can like hover your hands. You don't even have to touch. And there are other ways when you're in person. Let me just say that. I gotta save things for the class, The class though, y'all, it's a marathon. It's Reiki 1 and 2 all day, on a Saturday, all day on a Sunday, and it's like so much jam-packed in there. Lauren asks, how was it when you first started your journey? Do you mean my Reiki journey? I'm assuming, because my spiritual awakening journey, it definitely predates my Reiki journey. But basically, Reiki I started a year and a half ago with Reiki 1 and 2, taught by my dear friend Caroline in Monroe, Louisiana, where I'm from, though I no longer live there. my vegan journey. I'm not really gonna share about that here because this is my Reiki live. But the thing is, my vegan journey began at the same time my spiritual awakening journey began in 2012, which is why I know all of this is super connected and why I teach. You should join my mini course if you're interested in more of my vegan stuff, because raw veganism is a whole like complete potentiator of everything I'm talking about here, okay? The more healthy your lifestyle, the more ahimsa your lifestyle. If you speak the yogi language, the more like non-violent your lifestyle. I think the more this becomes a complete sacred container for the divine, and the divine being like the Reiki energy that I channel, I can perceive it a lot more clearly. Because also I'm not continuing to create negative karma with my food choices. So I've had a lot of health improvements. I've had a lot of spiritual improvements. I would say, people ask like, why are you vegan? I'm vegan for the animals. I'm vegan for the environment. I'm vegan for my health. I'm vegan also for my spiritual path, like 100%, in all of the spiritual gains that I've gotten since I made that choice, and then mega charged with a raw vegan diet, and having that raw vegan diet like super dialed in. And then Reiki has also helped me sustain and maintain that raw vegan diet and the vegan diet. So a lot of people really, really struggle with that. And the thing is too, a lot of people come to veganism or raw veganism for healing, for health, and get a lot of healing and health benefits, right? But then they still have issues. They're not fully healed, whether it's physical issues or mental issues or feelings of discontent in their life or eating disorder. Let's just throw that one out there. A lot of ED in the vegan and raw vegan community, fruitarian community. Not saying those diets equal ED, but a lot of time the ED comes with the person into these lifestyles, and then the lifestyle is abused and misused as an eating disorder, and then everybody thinks the lifestyle equal the eating disorder when that's not the case. So, there can be additional healing that Reiki gives. I work with a lot of people who have changed their diet and like they still have issues. like the food didn't do everything, the exercise didn't do everything, the supplements didn't do enough. So Reiki really, it can get to those the underlying root cause. Everybody say, oh, like the diet gets to the underlying root cause. Well, it gets to a lot of the physical underlying root causes, but Reiki will next level it. It will get to the root causes energetically, a subtler, deeper level. It can do the soul retrieval work. It can do the shedding of the false self. It can do so that, yeah, you're vegan, you're raw, you're healthy, and you're complete, you're whole and complete in yourself. You're able to wake up too. Yeah. How do you stay grounded while you make your life more high vibe? When I raise my vibration, I can end up feeling too spacey. Well, Belinda, thankfully you're in my Earth Angel course, and so a lot I'm teaching a lot of that there, and I will next level teach it in the full course, which I encourage you to take. Reiki helps me a lot with staying grounded. First off, I got the Earth Star Chakra Reiki symbol that the Earth gave me, the Ascended Master Earth, and that is an extremely grounding symbol to work with. Like, we grounded, and always grounding and connecting with the Earth, right? Getting outside nature. Nature is your number one ally. That's petal 5, right? Like, it is absolutely essential. to stay grounded, to be in touch with nature, create an environment where you're close to nature, bring the nature inside, keep flowers inside, fruits and vegetables inside, grow some sprouts and microgreens inside, things like that. Bringing nature in, connecting with the elements, that is really, really helpful. After these lives, a lot of time, I'm like, and so I take my socks off, I go outside, I sit down, I put my feet on the earth, and then I'll keep drinking. Because this helps too, right? I drink a lot of green things. The green stuff really helps me. The veggies help. The carrots, the parsnips, the pumpkins, eating enough fat helps. And making sure your diet is truly balanced. I don't know if you're raw or vegan, but having a truly balanced raw vegan diet super helps me stay grounded and living in nature, recognizing that I feel like a disaster when I'm living in the city in an apartment or something. I'm living off the ground. There's no grass. There's no yard. There's a lot of machine noises, refrigerator humming, AC humming, all of this, and no nature sounds. For me, it's I'm not grounded there. I'm not grounded there at all. So recognizing if your home environment is ungrounding too, and making changes to it if you can. And I'm not saying move out of your apartment or townhome or anything. You can there are grounding mats and things you can look into, ways to bring more of that grounded energy into your home. You're neither at this moment. Okay, so making sure your diet is balanced and maybe moving into more of a plant-based lifestyle if that is your truth, if you're feeling called to that. But really making sure the diet is nutritious, it's wholesome, you're feeding yourself well, you're hydrating. That is extremely potent and powerful and meshes so well with all of the spiritual awakening stuff. Because that too, you can only awaken to the extent that you're grounded. They'll stop you kind of too from progressing more if you're getting too ungrounded. They're telling me that. They have safety checks on that, because I don't know. Yeah, Castle Andrews, whole food, plant-based, vegan, eat lots of fruit. That's wonderful. Yeah, do you eat pumpkin raw? I do, in soups. I make soups in my high-speed blender, so I'll cube it. It's really fresh here. I get the kabocha pumpkin, the kabocha squash a lot of times, and different squash grow here. They're so good. And yeah, I just peel it, cube it, put it in my blender with other veggies, some healthy fats, and it's so good. Yeah. Yeah. Right, so Castle Andrews living in the city in Canada, and yeah, I'm not saying you gotta move to the tropics, but in what ways can you invite more nature into your home, if that's your reality, and grow things so that you can feel grounded. Yeah, grounding crystals too, if you're into crystals, all the black stones are really grounding. Tiger's eye, the green ones a lot of times, any of the the root chakra stones too, the red ones. I'm trying to think. Yeah, nature is really the number one tool, and even doing breathing and visualizations and things. One of the Reiki meditations I learned, it's a body meditation, it's a moving meditation, and that for me is really, really grounding, because it's working with that toroidal field of energy around us, right? And yeah, grounding into the earth, grounding into the plugging into the central star of the multiverse is what I like to think of it as, and I'm suspended in my body between them. Yeah, stay grounded. And the screens too, reducing screen time, going for walks, movement. movement is super grounding. Like any kind of movement that gets you in your body. Yoga for me, the yoga and the dance is absolutely essential. Coming into my body. Also, something that's coming in about ungrounded and dissociating and that type of thing. That used to be one of my go-to coping mechanisms was dissociation, where, say, I was sitting with a group of people, they were talking, I wasn't interested, or it was negative or something, and I didn't want to be impolite and just leave or something. So I would stay, my body would stay, and I would mentally check out, right? I would dissociate. When really I needed to stay in my body and just be like, yeah, I'm going to go and leave, right? Okay, so this is a problem with that ungroundedness can come from the dissociation. And I feel like every time we dissociate, y'all want to know the truth, I think it's like a little soul fragment breaks off and actually does dissociate, like, and split off. And so actually a lot of times with my more spiritual clients, so much of what I'm doing in my Reiki sessions, right? Yeah. Cassalandra's saying she dissociates during social situations too. And that's like a gift too. If you see you dissociate a lot, that means you're just like a time traveler naturally, like mystical person. That's all that means. And it means you probably also like learned that skill when you were young. But like, okay, you have it. How do you harness it? All right. So a lot of my spiritual folks, I was saying in my Reiki sessions, I'm grounding them back in. I remember working with this one girl with a lot of like spiritual trauma and like had been doing a lot of shamanic work and plant medicine work and combo, I think, and some different things I wasn't super familiar with, and had a lot of traumas, and like she was so out of her body. I was doing soul retrieval on her the whole time. And this was me not even knowing what soul retrieval meant, but like having my Reiki 1 and 2. And that's exactly what I was doing intuitively and what my guides were doing with her. So having a Reiki session can actually help ground. And, if you're in person working on the feet a lot, I was always working on the feet when I was in person, touching someone. But yeah, calling your energy, and you can start this too, Belinda, before you do the Reiki training, is like, just start like asking your energy to come back in your body. I remember hearing about that from a podcast I listened to years ago from this woman I really resonated with, and I didn't know why, but now I know why. And she was always talking about that, asking all your energy to come back to you. This is very important. I think in those words, what it's saying is you're inviting all of your soul fragments to come back in you. And the degree to which your container is actually a safe space is how much of your soul is actually going to come back. Because I think it's really important to actually create a safe container for your soul to come back into. Because if it's still not safe, why is your soul going to want to come back? And how do you create a safe container? I'm teaching a lot of that in my mini course. I'll be teaching it in my full course, but basically like a healthy body in the context of a healthy lifestyle. And being empowered with Reiki is such a great tool. It's a guide in how to do that for yourself too. So the Reiki energy will do this to the extent you invite it to and ask it to. Like, I am in contact with it, asking it to help me do this myself. And like, I feel like I've got at least the majority of my soul back. And like, how do I like keep it up? How do I keep it up? Reclaim any other aspects that maybe I'm not aware of that are still, to be collected again. And yeah, learning more about this sacred container, because there's a reason your soul left, like aspects of it. And how on our end, how on my end can I really create a safe space, a safe inviting space for my soul to come back into? Yes, Castleander says, I get so bored by most people or situations and feel unsatisfied and just not creatively stimulated. I agree. This was my situation too, and I would always go into judging myself for it and be like, oh, you can't be around anyone, or like, why aren't you talking, or something, or sharing. And one of my friends, my friend Christina, Russian Seaweed, I hope you watch this, and I hope you take my Reiki class. She was just like, Taylor, you're smarter. Like, it's because you're too smart. You're not interested. And I was like, oh my God. Yeah, she's totally right. Like, she's totally right. I'm just not interested in all this mundane, like, BS people are talking about a lot of the time. And, like, now I'm like, compassion. You are just where you are. But sometimes it's not authentic for me. It's more authentic for me to excuse myself and go sit by myself, like, and just eat my food or whatever. People who are stressed and practice yoga, breathe deeply, close your eyes during practice. Don't forget the relaxing asanas like balasana. All the power we need to deal with life is within us. Absolutely. We come in with everything. This is why I say, I made the point about all the crystals and the props and stuff. Like, ultimately, this is spiritual materialism, which you might be familiar with Chogyam Trungpa, and he talks about spiritual materialism, and there's this whole, like, buying different spiritual things and objects and everything. And I think they're ultimately unnecessary, but they're great supports because we are in human bodies. Yeah. Where do they go to, the fragments? They go into a void. I've been there. It's a confusing place. Very confusing place. Yeah. And yeah, I've been there a couple times actually. Not in high vibe situations. I went there because I was like lost. And yeah, but we can get them back. I'll share more about that elsewhere. I don't feel called to share about that here, but what I really want to transmit is that we can get them back, and that the more we get more and more of our power back, the more of our soul we get back too. Yes, we can call them back. As I was saying, you can start calling them back now. Shamans are often doing soul retrievals in sessions. The kind of Reiki I practice, Holy Fire, is a very shamanic style of Reiki where, as I said, I was doing it before I even knew what soul retrieval was. And yeah, you can get them back. But as I said, it's like on your end, yes, call them back, empower Reiki, do healing sessions, get the Reiki yourself, so that you're not relying on a practitioner too. Like, that's why I'm teaching the Reiki too. So I had this talk with my friend. She was like saying something. I was like, my intention with a Reiki class is not, like, I have this course and like I'll get money from it. It's so that you're not relying on me for Reiki. Like, it's so that you have the energy directly to work with yourself, to use to heal yourself, to share with others. So it's to help you never be dependent on some other Reiki, like, healer or therapist to get the Reiki. That's the whole point of teaching the classes, like empowering you. And some people who take Reiki will be like myself and will feel called to actually teach and like share it as far and wide as possible. And other people won't. But receiving the Reiki yourself, so that it's in you, that energy is in you, and it can start really working a lot of magic in your life. Because in doing the course, you're saying yes. You're giving your permission fully. When you're in the course, you're saying, yes, I fully want the energy to work with. And then it's up to you from there, in what ways you want to work with it. Just how much do you want to surrender to it? Just how much healing, just how much spiritual awakening do you want? How far do you want to go? It's ultimately up to you. You know, every day I'm like, I'll go farther. I'll go farther. 4C, I see your question. I have a lot of thoughts about plant medicine and ayahuasca. I'm not going to share about them here. I will be sharing about those topics in my full course. But yes, they would fall under my nature petal of my flower of healing. And I've actually never sat with ayahuasca, so I really can't speak to that. But yes, the Reiki 1 and 2 online class will be offered in May. May 22nd, 23rd are the dates. Y'all can sign up for the wait list. The link to that is in my bio, or it's in the description for my YouTube people later on. You put your email in there, you'll be on my list, and I'll email you. I'll let you know when you can actually register for the course. You'll get a manual. Here, I'll show y'all. I started rereading my master manual last night. You'll get a manual like this, which this is so helpful. I'm going to reread this one too. I'm such a nerd, y'all, still, through and through, my God. This is beautiful because then it's like you got all the information there. It's organized, it makes sense. You got like the symbols in here. You got space for your notes. It's a great reference. It's a really, really great reference. So you will have something physical from the course. And yeah, they're beautiful. I was reading about the master symbol last night and some of the history, and it was getting me so excited because, y'all, when the first teacher used to do his Reiki master training, so he's the guy who went up Mount Kurama in Japan with the intention of achieving Anshin Ritsume, which a meditative journey might be familiar with. It's a specific form of enlightenment that's like feelings of peace. And so Usui Sensei went up that mountain and did his fast and his prayer and his meditation, hoping to achieve this certain kind of enlightenment. And after so many days, he got it, and he was so excited. He's running down the mountain to tell everybody about it. This is so typical. Like, stubs his toe, falls, and immediately, instinctively puts his hands on his foot and touches it and realizes, oh, the pain went away and it healed. And he's like, oh, this Anshin Ritsume I just received, this enlightened energy, is actually also a healing energy. That's my life purpose. I need to teach people how to heal, how to become healers and heal themselves. And so that's what he did after. And he was learning, he received the Reiki energy, and then he had to create, to bring it down into the human, into the 3D systems, tools, and techniques so that it could actually be shared with people. And so he worked on that. He learned, how to give the Reiki to others. Oh, good. Here we came back. I was blasting the Reiki, come back. Okay, sorry about that. I guess it's poor connection on my end. I'll be getting better internet soon. Fiber optic. Yes. So I was saying, he started Usui Sensei, the founder of Usui Reiki, which is in part what I do. He started teaching, the lower levels of Reiki, and then the master. When master, it's Shinpuden, it's mystery. And when he was conferring the Reiki, he was doing attunements to the master level. He was actually, everybody he trained at the master level, y'all get this. Not only did they get the energy and the empowerment and everything, they got enlightenment. They got Anshin Ritsume. He transmitted that. And he transmitted it to 21 teachers. This is back in the day in Japan, World War I, World War II time, pre-World War II. Okay, and this ability has been said to be lost after he died. He was only alive for 3 or 4 years after he got Reiki, maybe 5 years. And this is what he conferred initially to his masters. And what William Lee Rand talks about, who writes who organized this manual for us, is that this is a gift we're asking to get back. And y'all, in rereading this in my master manual, I'm like, now I'm asking for it back and doing everything I can to like really hold space for that. Because how cool would that be to get that ability to not only directly give the Reiki energy to someone, teach them how to heal themselves and other people, but also at the master level to confer this Anshin Ritsume. That's gonna be, my goal moving forward, is how can I facilitate that and ask for that. And I will definitely be contacting Usui Sensei and asking to be empowered with that, as well as working directly with Reiki to help empower that moving forward. I know William Lee Rand is definitely working with that intention, and others who are teaching at a high level and really like resonating with that in the master book. And also too, because it can be one thing. I was reading that, I had probably read that same paragraph maybe 2 years ago or something, but like, you have to be at a certain level of consciousness to even be able to believe that something like that would be possible. Because I know I say that, maybe many of your minds are like, what? No. Because you're really taught, like in Buddhism in particular, like basically you're not going to be enlightened in this lifetime. Like, it's more of a wait until you die sort of thing, and then you get your big shot. And I agree. I think that's what death is. You get a big, great shot after that, or during the death experience. But I'm really thinking that more is possible in life. And I'm looking now through my manual. There was a Bible quote in there from Jesus that I thought was really, really poignant that I wanted to share with y'all. Of course, I didn't mark it in any way to make it easy for me to find and share. I was like, oh, I'll remember. Or maybe I won't share it. It was from the book of John, and it was where Jesus was basically saying that you can do everything I can do and more if you'll only listen and believe, or something, or if you have faith in me, something like that. But like Jesus himself said it, and like they didn't edit it out of the Bible either. Oh, here we go. It's John 14:12. I tell you the truth. Anyone who has faith in me will do what I have been doing. He will do even greater things than these, because I am going to the Father. Mic drop. End of live. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Sign up for Reiki 1 and 2 waitlist. Sign up for the Best Kept Secrets of Spiritual Awakening and Radiant Health free mini course. I love y'all so much. Have a beautiful day. Allow those words from Jesus to resonate within your soul today. I love you all. Shine on. Shine on.